Welcome to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 17, and you know what you're in for. Tim, read us the mbsdpipes.com warning.
Warning. This podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsors of this podcast suggest you grow a pair. Welcome, everyone.
Good evening, Tim. Before we get to our esteemed guest, Richard Epley from EPPipes, let's do a little housekeeping, shall we? So this week we have Richard on, and we're going to talk about the two pipes that we're going to do the Toys for Tots raffle with. And those will be in the frame, in the picture. They're absolutely spectacular. Richard sent them to me. And unfortunately tonight I am in the beautiful Holiday Inn Express in Scottsdale, Arizona, because that sounds like someplace I need to be. No, I'm not filming a porno. Thanks for asking.
Do they still have the 24-hour buffet there, Jim?
No, they don't,
no?
Tim. They do have a complimentary breakfast, but not a 24-hour buffet. No.
Okay. No bowling alley?
Nope, no bowling alley. I am on the first floor, so I do get to hear all the traffic come by, which is really well
nice.
thought out plan on my part. Do you care which floor you're on? Not the ground floor. Should always be the answer. Yep, I'm here for work, attending the Hardy conference. And it's, anytime you can get 2,000 or 3,000 people talking about HVAC in one specific group, it's good times had by all.
Yeah. Kill me now. That's how that goes.
My wife asked me how it's going. I said, well, if my phone charger cord were a little longer, I'd be up on the roof.
You were thinking, 24 more hours and I can go home.
A short drop and a sudden stop.
Mm-hmm.
Don't find it.
So it is riveting.
I mean, hot air, cold air. I mean,
Yep.
So perplexing.
It's pretty
it's very perplexing. Yeah.
It is.
You're getting a lot of hot air.
Yeah.
There.
And anytime I'm involved, there's some hot air going on.
There you go.
And I feel terrible because my wife called me this morning and said, I'm going to take Cooper for a walk. I said, oh, how's the weather out? Oh, we got 5.5 inches of snow.
Jeez.
No. That's just.
You got to move further south.
Yeah. I'm in the wrong latitude completely.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do a little housekeeping real quick before we ask some hard-hitting and 60 minutes types question of Richard. Next week, we have the San Diego Pipe Club on finally.
That's right.
Excellent. So next week, we've got San Diego Pipe Club. The week after, we have Bradley from BGX Woodworks. We're very excited to talk to him as well. And next week, we will do the raffle for the pipes that Richard from EPPipes has so graciously donated. Also, in housekeeping, mbsdpipes.com, our sponsor of the opening of the show, is sending another pipe for a giveaway, and it will be a Meerschaum with the Briar Stummel. So we're pretty excited about that.
Nice.
And Ron from Ron's Freehands, who won the pipe from last week's episode, is also going to send a pipe for us to do with as we see fit. So kind of excited about all that.
Nice.
We are
That's
just
great.
a pipe giveaway show.
This is the pipe giveaway show.
Yeah.
That's what we should call it. The pipe giveaway and tobacco talk show.
That's right. Absolutely.
Stuff so you like us show.
That's what it is. We don't need friends. We buy them.
Exactly. Well, I mean, hey, who doesn't like free stuff? So,
Yeah,
Right.
Basically.
You might find us off-putting and offensive, but we got cool stuff.
but you get free stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, kind of like a McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah.
Horrible food, but you get a free toy. Yeah.
And here's
Nicely done.
and here's what I found out today.
It is what it
This
is.
is the the highlight of the convention or the conference so far. So the Latin American division president was up giving a speech, and he told us that we want to do something as innovative as Paraguay. And I'm like, okay, you got to finish that.
What?
Paraguay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Not Paragoric.
Yeah. And again, we're Americans. We really don't have any idea where that's at. You know, geology was just never a subject we studied. But Paraguay is where they invented the Happy Meal and the toy that comes with it.
No way. No kidding.
True story. Yep. He even made us Google it during his presentation. And I was, here you go. So many things I didn't know.
I've eaten them before, and I've never been happy afterwards. So they missed that one by a mile. Not exactly, dealing with anybody. It's as sharp as a rubber knife. So.
Like
the leading edge of a cue ball. Sharp.
Yes, exactly.
So the Latin guy, did he ik pay at and layer?
No. Actually, he spoke English, and obviously he's Hispanic, so he spoke Spanish too. But judging by the crowd here in Phoenix, Arizona, it was everybody's
a
like
real ringer, huh?
Yeah, these are the whitest people I know. So it's a diverse group of older white men. I mean, the breakfast seminar this morning was about how not to hate millennials, and I thought that was hilarious. I was just like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What they say, it was pretty short. It was like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to let him play Creed at work. No, we don't. I don't have to let him do that at all. Oh, did you need a mental health day? Okay, come here. Rub some tough on it. Get back in the game.
That stuff comes over to you back in the grocery store. You just abandon your car and walk out.
Right. Or you leave a San Francisco.
I don't need.
Leave a San Francisco steamer in the hallway. Here, Caleb, this is for you.
Yeah. I would rather starve. I'll just leave the food here. I'd rather starve. I'm good with starvation.
I was going to say, you abandon
marble mass in the song. I'm good with starving.
We're dieting this week, honey. Oh, what happened? Yeah, Creed came out at the grocery store.
What did you do? I left my cart and a San Francisco steamer in the aisleway.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Yeah. I think anymore, every episode we mention Caleb and the anxiety we cause him when we talk over each other. And then we make fun of Creed. I think those are just the hallmarks of the show at this point.
I've got an idea for a show. Next, you have a guest on. You hit a mark on the timer, and for at least 10 to 15 minutes, just everybody talk at once.
Good idea.
I mean, make it a show section. You do housekeeping, and you do 15 minutes of gibberish.
Hey, I'll do you one better than that. We've done 50 minutes of gibberish in the past. Well, it was like nothing.
I'm just saying, everybody talk over everybody just like you're in a crowd for at least 15 minutes. Get it out of the way up front, then get him medicated, and he can enjoy the rest of the show.
This segment of the show sponsored by diazepam.
Yeah. So.
He's Caleb. I've never met him, but he's a great smartass. I told him I'm gonna for abusing you on here. I'm gonna send you something in the mail, and he said, "Oh, great! Don't send me a turd." And so I sent him some stickers and a magnet. He sent a thing back and it said, "Hey, thanks for the PapaBear magnet." He goes, "It'll look great on the underside of my garbage can lid."
Yeah, but see now when he said, "Don't send me a turd." Now, if I was you in that instance, I would have taken some concrete. I would have made one. I would have painted it, and that's what I would have made. Because people across the street had a concrete dog in their front yard, and I kept asking them why they didn't feed it. So I made a dog food bowl out of concrete, painted it like dog food, and it's been sitting in front of the dog now for about 15 years. So,
You're serious?
yeah. I mean, that way the dog gets to eat if it wants to. It don't have to eat it. I'm not forcing it. But,
Right.
it looks like the
It probably
RCA
tastes like
dog.
concrete.
No, I don't know. It's brown.
Yeah.
It probably
Like
tastes
this.
like dog food. It is
It's got his
brown, so
head.
it probably
Got his.
it's probably similar to actual dog food now that it's painted brown.
Probably.
Probably all the nutritional qualities of.
It's still better. It's probably still better than a McDonald's grade C menu or grade C diet, but it is there.
It is high in fiber, so
Yeah.
the dog will feel great.
Yeah, it is.
I like Richard's analogy though that our podcast is like a Happy Meal. It tastes terrible, but you get a free toy.
You get a free toy. I mean, hey,
Exactly.
gotta take the wins where you get them, right? I do.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
and last week we had Noah on, and that was kind of we staged that episode a little bit so that we could give Tim's quarterly pipe giveaway, and that was awesome. He's still talking about it, by the way, which I think is just wonderful. He loves that pipe, so well done. And I do apologize right now in advance. I would show you the pipes that I have from Richard at EPPipes, but they're in Colorado currently, and I am not. So I'll post
That's
some
okay.
pictures
We'll-
of the pipes.
Yeah, I think
We'll muddle
we should be able to. Yeah, we'll get it into the one of the squares on the published podcast, and if you're viewing it, it'll be a still, and you can look at them.
Yeah, yeah, and I have 4 pipes from Richard now. Absolutely fantastic smokers, and they're definitely the most interesting pipes in my collection. They're just wonderful work. So without further ado, live from Bardstown, Kentucky, home of the coffee table book, tattoos, trailers, and trampolines, it's Richard from EPPipes.
That's about right. About right. About right.
What-
But I mean, the coffee tables are made out of old barrels, so.
Oh,
So what was that?
Maybe a wax
Tattoos,
Trailers and
tampons,
trampolines.
and trailers.
something
What'd you
like
say?
that. Close. Tattoo.
Now wait a minute.
Tattoos,
Tattoos.
tampons, and trailers.
Hey, people here got money. They're double wides. Don't be insulted. They're double wides. All right, let's get
Just
it.
like the women.
Let's get it right. Double wides.
Oh,
Modular.
look. Look, honey, the Johnsons across the street got new tires. Man,
Yeah.
just when you thought white walls went out of style, they put them on their house.
That's how you can tell people around here got money, is they put the skirt around it so you can't see the tires.
Ooh,
They highfalutin.
excellent.
Yeah, that's some people with money.
Yeah, and I see you're sitting in your shop,
Yeah.
and you have the Green Bay Packer flag behind you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been a Packers fan since I was a kid.
Because you
I
just
did
can't
not know that
actively
about
root,
you, Richard.
you
Yeah.
just can't actively root for Cincinnati, which I think is the closest
No.
team to you, right?
Now, it's probably, maybe Indianapolis. Probably about the same amount of time from each place. About
Oh,
two,
okay.
2 and but
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard
No.
to be a Colts fan too.
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it started when I was a kid.
So,
Yeah.
Richard, when did you start making pipes?
I started in pipes 2017, somewhere around that. Maybe 2018, somewhere in that ballpark. I
Yeah.
really couldn't tell you.
What got you started?
I've been smoking a pipe for a long time, on and off. Kind of just, I've always bought all my pipes and tobacco from the Gatlin Burlier. And I was in there talking to those guys one day, and it was, has anybody ever tried to make a pipe out of this? Or anybody ever tried? And they said no. So I came home and just started. I thought, why not? I'll see if I can. So I made them out of bourbon staves. And I thought I had something. I took it down to them, and they go, "Yeah, okay, thanks for the pipes." So we will
well, re-
That was
we'll
it, huh?
critique. Yeah, thanks for the
well
free pipes.
received. Okay.
Yeah, we may sell them eventually, but right now, thank you. Like we'll critique this for you. And so they did that to me for about a year. So I probably made about 30 pipes, and they were like, "Well, we'll see how these go. We'll critique these for you." But every time they gave me critiques, I just came back and tried to better whatever they told me was an issue. So
Yeah. You use all kinds of materials.
I use whatever. I'm a bit of a, I guess
Yeah.
I'm the Fred Sanford of pipe makers.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you have any?
that olive church warden that I got
Yeah.
from you when we were in. That's a nice pipe. I smoke that one all the time.
It came out with a weird shape. And then I sandblasted it. It's like the one I'm doing for this month for the Pipe Maker Club. So I just took an olive wood and shaped it and started sandblasting the crap out of it. So,
Okay. And what
Yeah.
is the pipe theme for December?
snow or ice, snow and ice, something like that. So I just figured I'd make a snowball.
All right. Excellent. And what was November's pipe theme?
Turkey or something about the Thanksgiving table. So I made a turkey leg.
All right. Well, there you go.
I guess it looked like you could mistakenly take a bite out of your pipe, I guess, if you wanted to.
Well, I mean, we've all certainly had enough bourbon that could be an occurrence, but
Yeah, yeah,
Put the
possible.
wrong end in your mouth.
But
this
this one
turkey leg's still
I
smoking.
put the chamber in the end of it. And uh, my buddy that got it, Craig Herzog, he said, I may need a mirror when I smoke this to be able to see where the tobacco's at in the end of it when I light it. But I
Well,
thought, why?
Craig's good people, so
Yeah, I
he'll
thought, why?
figure it out.
I'll put the tobacco chamber here for shits and giggles.
There you go.
There you go. Excellent. So, where do the ideas come from some of your pipes? Because they're so different than really anything else. I mean, I've seen you use Legos. I've seen you use
I'll use
just
whatever I get my hands on. Really.
Yeah, erector set parts.
Yeah, anything I come up with. I've got a bunch of Lincoln logs here now. I'm trying to figure it out. Just whatever I can get a hold of, find, dig up, look around the shop, tear out of a construction job I'm doing. I mean, it's all just raw material to me.
Yeah, you did the one in the springtime when it was a giant spring.
Yeah, now actually, my wife gave me that idea, and because I was thinking flour, I was thinking everything else, and she just looked at me and said, "Why don't you use real springs?" Okay, I'm going to Lowe's. So I took the springs, bought the springs you'd use on a screen door, cut them up. Then I made my own spring to make it look unwound and pulled. So
Yeah, that was
I don't
cool.
know. I mean, I guess you could say 50 to 70% of them probably come. My ideas come probably out of a bottle of Tin High. So
inspiration comes from miraculous places sometimes.
yes, it's like and then the other part of it to me is I've always grown up kind of in that whole punk rock thing, and it's kind of like, well, who says I have to do it that way? You know, I get the basics mechanics of a pipe, but who says that if you don't do it to the letter, that it's wrong?
Yeah,
So,
right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because the mechanics, as long as it smokes good,
yeah, as
the
long as
rest
your
of it's just
airways are the right
aesthetics, right?
size, as long as your airways are the right size, and I've actually had arguments with well, not arguments, but discussions about the air hole coming dead center of the chamber. Who cares if it comes out on the right side? I have purposely done it where it's as far right to the bowl as I can, because I made the shank look like it was twisted and going right or going left, or it's not going to smoke any different whether it comes out in the center or right. As long as it comes out in the bottom, you know, it's
Yeah,
going to
right.
draw.
Yep.
It's going to smoke just like any pipe. So who's to say because it doesn't come out in the center that it's a bad pipe?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
and then you're going to go to Muletown, right?
yeah, I've already got it set up. Yeah.
Boy, that thing sold out quick, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I actually, when we got done in Columbus, I came home and got on the website to see if they were starting to sell tables, and the website went ahead and let me pay. And that was back in
Oh,
August, the end of August. Then they sent me a confirmation email the day they actually put all their tables out for sale. I was really surprised. I thought, great, they just took money from me, and I probably didn't get a table because I don't know, the website let me do it, so I did it. But
yeah, right.
so I
Okay.
All
kind of
right.
lucked out. But yeah, that thing sold out real quick.
So when you do a pipe show, how many pipes do you typically take?
I'm a bit of a like I know I go and most people have however many, not a lot. I'm like in a panic if I have less than 70 of them. I mean, I might
Yeah, you
only
take a
sell.
lot of pipes.
Yeah, I might only sell 10 or 20. Now, I'll be able to make a bunch for Muletown, and they're starting to pick up and sell on the website some. But I'm not going to get in a panic. Last year I got in a panic. It was like I've only got 50 pipes, and there was like 3, 4 weeks to go. And so I just spent sun up till sundown out here for like I was cranking out probably 2 pipes a day
Oh, man.
until
Wow.
it was just
The guys at work are like, "Where's Richard? We haven't seen Richard on the job in a while."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
But that's the good thing about owning your own is I can navigate that schedule. So
Right. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Now, starting making pipes, were you making pipe stands at the same time, or did that come after?
I actually made the stands first. The guys in Gatlinburg said, "Hey, if you could make a stand out of barrel stave, they would probably sell here." So I made a bunch and took them down. I made a cabinet. I make tables. I'll convert old furniture. Like I converted, it was my wife's. It was like a childhood dresser. I made a smoking table, holds ashtray, has a pipe stand. I built it all as one piece. It's something we keep on the porch. Holds ashtray, has drink cup holders, tobacco bin underneath of it. So I'll convert china
No?
cabinets. I'll manipulate anything.
Yeah. I have one of your pipe stands, and I absolutely love it. I love the barrel stave look. I think we can all agree we're all bourbon guys here.
Yeah.
That about sum it up?
Me.
Yeah. And it's just absolutely a wonderful piece. And the amazing thing is that I gave you the measurements. It has to fit on a shelf this big, and it fits perfectly.
Uh-huh.
You know, I think I gave you 23 and a half inches. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Holds 24 pipes.
Well, that's
It's
not
just absolutely killer.
Yeah, anybody can give me measurements or sizes. I mean, I went to school before the No Child Left Behind, so I do know how to read a tape measure and
Yeah, probably a little unclear on your pronouns, but we'll let that slide for this particular episode.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I know how to read, rulers, tape measures. I know it's not 12 and the third big mark from the 12. I mean, yeah. I know how to read.
You can read
I know my fractions.
analog clock. An analog clock. You can read an analog clock.
Yeah. I mean, we used to mess with helpers. We mess with our apprentices all the time and tell them, hey, cut that 12 and 4/8, and the confused looks you get.
Hey, go get me the pipe stretcher.
Yeah. Well, now I
Yeah.
did send a helper up to a trailer one day, and he spent 4 hours looking for the buckets of electricity I sent him after. We had to fill a transformer. Yeah, we had to fill a transformer. So, it was a 12208. So I need a bucket of black, red, blue, white, and green electricity so I can, and the transformer pump to be able. And he spent 4 hours looking through the job site for it. And when another journeyman told him, said, he's just messing with you. He said, I know, but if I go down there without it, I'm going to get yelled at. So he just would come back down there where I was at. Yeah, we mess with helpers all the time.
Yeah. That's kind of the running joke at work. Is that a new guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him to get the keys to the basement and go down and bring up some supplies.
Yeah. Oh, we do all kinds of stuff. We used to lag bolt people's, toolboxes to the concrete floor, fill them up with wire lube, find dead mice and fill their toolbox up. You name it, I've probably pretty much done it to somebody, or it's been done to me. Because I went through a lot of that with helper. I asked a journeyman when I was a helper, what does that do? And he was holding a megger. He said, here, hold this red wire, hold this black wire, and cranked it and shot about 10,000 volts through me. So, that's what it does. That's what it does. It sends out a current to test the wire to see if there's any, grams or opens in it. So, that's what it does. It shoots voltage through you. Thank you.
Hold them in your teeth.
Yeah. Maybe he just hold one in your right hand, hold one in your left hand. He gave it a crank, and
Bango.
kind of like.
And
Uncle
there was
Fester.
an arc of light?
Yes, I was like Uncle Fester. I could have lit a light bulb.
I had that. My dad was trying to start a lawnmower one time, and he says, "Hold this wire," and he gave it a crank, and he got a big kick out of that. He said, "I feel like tennis balls going up your arm." I said, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah. Yeah. The best is when it's like, the voltages that'll hold on to you, 480 or less, 277 or less, and you're across metal, and then it just grabs you, and you can't speak. No, yeah. All your muscles tense up, and you don't know what you're going to do. Yeah, those are the great voltages.
You know what you're going to do after that happens? You're going to change your pants.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't too bad. I mean, I got hit by it was 277 or something when I was a helper, and it burned my arm a little bit, and the watch still runs backwards, but the journeyman said, I was sitting on the floor complaining, and you could taste it, and he looked at me, and he said, smoke a cigarette. When you know that, get back to work. So that's kind of how it works. Get back to work.
The electrical equivalent of rub some dirt on it and get back in the game, rookie.
Basically, smoke your cigarette, go back to work.
Watch still runs backwards.
Yeah, I always did industrial electric work, and it's people go, well, what happens if you do something wrong? I say, I don't know. If it blows up, I'll never know.
Right.
Yeah, I won't.
Survival rate's low. Yeah.
It's 20,000 amps, so I don't think I'll know if it blows up. I mean, if you've ever Googled on YouTube arc flash explosions or anything, yeah, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I would never know.
It's bright. It's bright.
Everybody else would know it blew up on me, but I would never know. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Don't touch the red wire. What happened? He touched the red wire.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Excellent.
Man.
So you grew up in the electrical industry?
I started it when I got married. So started in 92. That's when I started.
All right.
I was an IBW electrician for 25 years before I started.
No. All right. Excellent. See, we learned something. This whole learning thing, we got to stop that, Tim. This should not be a show about learning.
That's not what this is for.
No. Go ahead and put. No.
We don't.
And that's no. And this is why. So Terry the other day was talking about he picked up his dry cleaning, and the bag that his dry cleaning was in said, "This is not a toy." At some point, we need to get back to letting Darwin take its course. The stupid kids. Oh, the sign said key washer, so I put my key in it. Did it look like an outlet? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're not smart enough to breed, so let's help this. Let's help the gene pool out.
I'm pleading the fifth before I get myself or all of us in trouble. I plead the fifth.
We don't need to spend any quality.
I'm not going to sit here and rant on stupidity. There's too much of it. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, you pull
come on.
Everything you buy has silica gel in it, and it says do not eat. And I want to know who in the hell sits around eating silica gel. I would like to meet that person. I want to meet them. Like, who saw that package in a lamp and thought, oh, look, they gave you a snack. That was very nice of the lamp manufacturer to provide me with a small snack. Or I go to Walmart and I buy super glue. Like, I'm 53 years old. Like, do you really need to ID me for super glue? I know how to read the directions. I'm pretty sure my fingers won't get glued together. I'm not going to sniff it. I mean, why do I need to be ID'd for glue? For super glue?
Right.
Or spray paint? I mean, how much? Do you think I'm running around at midnight painting graffiti on everything? So,
I got a new stick of buffing compound, and it had a warning label on it.
Do not lick.
Beware. Yeah, do not eat.
Yeah. This is not ice cream.
Well, White Diamond.
Yeah.
White Diamond's delicious.
Yeah.
It's like that meme Terry sent us the other day where the lady's eating the drywall in her house.
Right.
She's just eating chunks of drywall. Like,
she said, I started out eating chalk, but it didn't taste as good as drywall.
And I don't know if you get aggravated, but why are there one-way signs on the highway?
I missed that. What was that?
Why are there one-way signs on the highway? They're all through Indiana. Like, I think.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think you would know if you were on the wrong side of the highway. Due to all the headlights coming at you, but I really don't know why they're. And I mean, there's no ramps. There's no on-ramps, off-ramps. And it's just in the middle of a cornfield and a two-lane highway and some one-way signs telling you you're going the right way, I guess. I can't figure that one out.
Well, again, there's a warning label on a curling iron that says, "Do not insert this into your body."
Oops, too late.
I'm not touching that one. I'm not touching that one. I mean, I guess if it was a coldie.
Oh, man.
I mean, if it's a coldie.
I don't care if I was freezing. I don't think I'm going to do that, but,
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that bothers me. So this morning went up for breakfast, and they had the breakfast. And on the coffee machine, it says, warning, coffee hot.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, duh. But, this is the world we live in now.
Well, you got to idiot-proof everything.
Right. The coffee cups at, I guess, at McDonald's, they had to put, caution, it's hot, because somebody spilled hot coffee on themselves and sued McDonald's and won.
Yeah.
Because they got burned.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You just have to get it. So.
Yeah. Well, you guys have to remember that I live in Colorado, where they don't have plastic bags to carry your groceries that are made from plastic.
Oh, well, they're free.
Right.
So, just so you know, they're free at Barton.
Yeah. No, not here.
So,
not here.
I'll start mailing. I'll mail them to you. I'll mail you a whole bunch. And you can just start walking in with your own and say, I buy in bulk. Like, I don't need your bags.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I do carry my own bags in because I like that homeless guy shopping feel whenever I go to.
Yeah. Well, I would still buy plastic bags and bring them in on my own. I would buy those cloth things. just to let them know that, hey, I bought these bags, and when I get home, I'm throwing them away, and I'm not putting them in a recycling bin. So,
Well, here in Colorado, you can't put those in the recycling bin.
Man.
But I still feel much about
Where do they go? Into the landfill? For sure.
Yeah, they go they go directly to the landfill.
I don't know. It's probably a way to
Exactly.
make there's probably somehow you can make a bong out of it. That's why they don't want you doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
They're afraid people will eat them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, if you tie a knot here, it's kind of like a balloon animal. If you take a plastic bag and do all this, look, it's a bong. You just have to go to the dispensary now. So,
Right.
maybe that's why they don't want you throwing away good bongs.
That's a perfectly good bong.
Yeah, don't
Just
throw
throw
that
it
away.
away.
Yeah,
Oh,
can't believe you threw away that apple core.
no.
That and the plastic bag would have saved us at the dispensary. We wouldn't have had to pay whatever for a glass pipe.
Exactly.
No.
So what pipes are you working on now? Do you have any work in progress while you're sitting
I've
in the
always got
shop,
stuff.
Richard?
I've got stuff chucked all over the place. I really think what I got going on as far as parts and pieces here. Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 of them sitting here. I just finished one. I don't know. I was gone all week, so I just kind of got back in here yesterday. So
That one that you just posted today? You posted
Uh,
one on Instagram today. It was
yeah,
dark
uh,
colored. It's
like a greenish brown, rusticated. I did.
yeah, right.
I used the UV colored stem with the yellow acrylic in it. It's a 2 colored stem.
Yeah. What did you do? I was going to ask you about that. How did you do that? Is that
Uh,
two?
it's 2
You
pieces
joined
of
two
rod.
bits of material?
Yeah, it's 2 pieces of rod, and I'm not sure the correct way. I don't know what the correct way is to do it. I just saw some video on YouTube. I think it was a smokingpipes.com video, and they were showing like, oh, this is some new stuff going on, and they were showing some of the 2-part stems. They were 2 different materials together, and I thought, well, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to try that. So I take a Forstner bit. I take one rod, take a Forstner bit, and drill like I think it's a 1/2 inch Forstner, like 12 millimeter. I drill it as deep as I want, and then I turn another piece of rod, that 12 millimeter, and epoxy one inside the other. And then,
Yeah.
I start to shape the oval, the 2 colors come out. So it'll just look
Okay.
one inside the other. Yeah.
All right. That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I wanted to
Yeah.
ask about that though. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
it is. Yeah, it's just that's how I figured out how to do it. And I don't know if that's the correct way. I don't know if that's how
Hmm.
the people who innovated it did it, but that's the best way I could figure out to do it.
It would seem to make sense.
Yeah. So, I
Hmm.
mean,
I think we'll allow it at this point. Well,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, you
We'll
might as well.
We'll
Yeah,
allow
I've
it.
already done it. I've already done it, so you might as well.
Right.
I'm an ask for forgiveness, not permission kind of person. So,
Right.
I don't ever ask for
I'm with you
forgiveness.
there.
I'm always asking
No.
for forgiveness, but I never ask for forgiveness. Always. I do it with
Well,
the electrical inspectors. I do it with everybody. So, yeah.
yeah. Well, we have a whole segment of the show called "We're Sorry," where we'll recap the things that we said that might have been malicious or offensive or outputting and off-putting.
I don't know.
And,
I don't know. I don't think I got that much time tonight.
Yeah. Well,
well.
have you ever heard how it goes? We recount all the things that we said that were off-putting and offensive, and we say we're sorry, and then we say, we're just fucking with you. We're not sorry.
We're not sorry at all. We meant every word of it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. See, I'm one of those people that like my wife gets on me because I analyze the like amount of effort and labor I have to put into something. So like when I started drinking bourbon, it was like, oh, I like old fashions. I like this. I was mixing drinks constantly. And I thought, man, this is a lot of work. So I think I'm just gonna go with ice and bourbon. Like I boil everything down to the minimal amount of labor. So I just don't like to put a lot of labor and effort in anything. So to me, it's like, I want to waste that breath apologizing. I don't think I will. That's a lot of work.
We're,
It's a lot of work.
I
And
think-
the way What was it I told somebody?
I'll have a sandwich instead.
Yeah, what was it I told somebody the other day? I can honestly state that in my lifetime, in 53 years, I have never said one thing out loud that ever hurt my feelings.
Never hurt your feelings.
No. I have never hurt my feelings with something I've said in 53 years. Now, somebody else, I cannot.
That's a pretty good record.
Well, I cannot control another person's interpretation of what I say. That's their perspective, their interpretation. So I can't control that. So,
Well, I'm offended, and it's time to go talk to HR. So,
well, I don't know what to tell you. I always told my helpers that, feelings are not on your tool list. You need to leave them at home. So
Right.
that's what I always told my helpers. This is the first thing I told them. They'd show up. I'd say, "You got the tool list?" They'd say, "Yeah." Make them read their tool list. I'd say, "Feelings ain't on that list. I hope you left them at home." So.
Because you're about to take a whipping, young man.
Yeah, I mean, stuff's gonna be said to you. I
Sure.
guess I've done pretty good. I mean, I only made I don't know, 2 apprentices cry. I think 2. I don't know, something like that.
Did any of those involve high voltage application?
No, just me talking
No?
to them. Yeah, just me.
Okay. If you include the high voltage, it's probably about 40.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My wife always told me I never had a filter, so yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to be.
Yeah, I
just
haven't filter much. Because to me, words are just words. The person that puts them in,
Yeah.
the person that hears them. So
yeah.
And it's mostly all in fun anyway,
Well, that most of the time, I mean, if you're lucky, you might hurt my one feeling. So, you could possibly hurt my one feeling.
Yeah, I've been in sales for too long. I have no feelings left. Just
Yeah, I've got
roll
one.
with it.
I've got one. It's in my wallet, but I got one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's a safekeeping in there. It's,
Well, I
it's
don't
like
like
the
having that. Yeah, don't hurt
it's
my
like the
wallet.
Trojan.
Just don't hurt my wallet. We're good.
Yeah, it's like that Trojan in your wallet when you were 15. The one that left the ring in your wallet because you knew it was never coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, the one you got at the boat play in the bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be
You
a great
paid-
night.
Yeah. And
You
that's
paid 25 cents for it, so by God, I'm going to wear it.
Well, yeah, because, you paid 75 cents or 50 cents for the pack of cigarettes you bought out of the other machine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember going to the bowling
Yeah,
alley
I don't-
cheaper than going to a gas station.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly. What are you doing this weekend? I got some condoms and cigarettes. I'm good to go. We're going to roll with it.
Like I say, I mean, I'm like you all. I'm a child of the, 70s. So, I think we did all right considering, we probably have all eaten lead paint. We've all breathed in.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I don't know how any of us survived riding our bikes without helmets.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know how the air from the outdoors, because we actually went outdoors. I don't know how we survived.
Yeah.
Breathing real oxygen. Yeah, I don't know how we made it through our childhood.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, every year I go for my physical, and my doctor asks me, "Did you drink water out of a garden hose when you were a kid?"
Oh, hell
There were
yeah.
other ways. Were there other ways to get it when you were outside?
Well,
Of course, I drank water out of a garden hose.
I say my whole family did. Our faucet was broke, so yeah, we just hung the hose out the window. Yeah, my whole family. Yeah, I mess with doctors all the time. I love messing with doctors. They get paid a lot. They should be paid on. So, I have Crohn's disease, and when I go for my checkups, first thing I do is look at both sides, and the doctor would say, "What are you doing?" I'd say, "I'd make sure both your hands ain't on my shoulders while you do the exam." He didn't like that.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't like every time I made that joke.
Yeah.
Next time, tell him, hey, when you're up there, if you find a dozen roses, be sure to read the card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My doctor asked me, "Do you smoke?" Only when I'm on fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually had a magnet my mother gave me when I was in high school that said, "If you're smoking, you better be on fire."
Yep.
Give me
We
that.
talked about it in episode earlier where I grew up in Indiana. There was an Army Navy surplus that sold 12-year-olds gunpowder. It was the greatest summer of my life.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was a big thing. I mean, we'd come back and my dad would buy you a brick of fireworks, and depending on the cost, you could get some cherry bombs. And I mean, you had a great time. And I can remember,
Hey.
actually, my dad and my uncle we would have Roman candle fights and bottle rocket fights, and they would be just as involved in it as we were.
Bottle rocket fights were the best.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like I miss lawn darts, the real lawn darts, like,
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
five of your buddies in the front yard, throw it up in the air, and then everybody run.
And everybody scatter. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we did too.
We did that. Yeah.
We're not aiming them at a target. That's stupid.
No.
We're gonna stand in a group and everybody stand there, throw it in the air, and everybody run.
Anybody can hit a hoop. Let's see if we can dodge it. I mean, but we did that.
Right.
We built ramps out of everything.
And
like that.
regular darts, that you threw into the cork target. We get into have fights with those. You see a dart. You can't really see a dart coming at you when they're coming straight at your face.
No.
They're very small. Yeah.
They only hurt for a second.
Yeah.
I mean,
But they make that really.
Pain is not eternal. It's just a little pulse. So
Right.
It's okay.
I stuck one in a kid's.
We used to burn each other with
Oh,
big
yeah.
lighter. Turn your lighter upside down and get it as hot as you can, and sneak up behind somebody, tap them in the back of the neck, or tap them in the elbow or behind the leg. Yeah, we did it at concerts. Tap strangers with a hot lighter. I'd wait till my buddy was lighting a cigarette, and then I'd hit the guy in the front of me in the neck with the lighter, and they'd turn around, look at my buddy lighting a cigarette, and then you could just stand back and watch the two of them fight each other. I mean, we did all kinds of weird stuff as kids. When we were kids, we did all kinds of weird stuff. So.
Yeah.
You had to make your fun.
Did you guys?
I mean.
Oh yeah, we used to have horseshit fights in the wintertime. They'd get hard, frozen.
Oh, now that's extreme.
And you get one kid up in, the haymow and another kid down in the pasture, and you'd start zinging those things at one another. You get hit in the eye with a frozen horse turd.
Oh,
it smarts.
Oh, I bet it is.
Man.
Could get pretty hard. Yeah.
Tim, what's going on? Nothing, Mom. Just got hit in the face with a horse pie.
You come, and the only rule that we had was you left in the morning, and you had to be home by 5 because that was dinner time. And if you weren't home by 5, she figured you were either dead or hurt or whatever. You were in trouble.
Yeah.
And I came home that day, and my eye was like shut, and I didn't have the heart to go in the house. I looked in the the side view mirror on the car, and my eye was shut, I was like, oh, man, I'm in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've been there plenty of times. Yeah. We had to be home at dinner and then home at dark. My wife, to this day, I'm like, are you coming in the house? I'm like, it's not dark out yet. The street lights aren't on yet. I'll come in when they're on.
Right. Come in when the street lights on. Right.
Yeah, I still have that habit. It's not dark yet. If there's daylight, I can get something done. So, I'm not coming in until dark.
My oldest son and all of his buddies were in the backyard, and they had a dead possum, and they were swinging it around and throw it in the air, and then everybody would scatter, and it just made my heart, just warmed my heart. It was like, he gets it.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
They're having fun.
I mean, when you stumble across a dead animal, that's what it's for. You're supposed to either terrorize somebody with it or figure out something. We used to go down to a creek behind our house and catch crawdads, the little crawfish, the little crawdads out of the creek. We catch them, as many of them as we could find, and catch in a 5-gallon bucket. And then we'd sit in the yard, throw them up on the garage roof, and watch them fall off, and then watch the dog eat them. Like that was like 6 hours of fun, right there. I mean, I did that. That was elementary school. In elementary school, that was like half a day's fun. Just watch them crawl. Yeah.
Watch
We did that
fall off the
me and
roof.
my brother- yeah, me and my brother and my buddy, we would do that. Like that was like a day's worth of fun.
Oh,
We did weird stuff. I mean, the 70s were weird. You just had to kind of adapt and overcome.
yeah. When we were kids, my buddy got a hold of some book and says, if you mix kerosene with dish soap, it will stick to whatever you've thrown it at, and it will burn hotter. So we made some test bottles up. And he thought, well, I'm going to throw the first one at a 55-gallon burn bin in his backyard. Lights it, throws it, and as soon as it hits the bottom, he looks into the can. For those of you that have no experience with pyrotechnics in any shape or form, we took him home to his mom. It had burned his eyelashes and his eyebrows and about 2 inches back in his hairline, clean off his head. Bing bong. Hi, Cubby's here, and he's got a great story. Why is his face all red? And where are his eyebrows?
You sure you didn't grow up just about a block away from me?
I thought you, Jim. I thought you were going to say you took a Sharpie and drew his eyebrows.
Well, had we had Sharpies back then, we probably would have tried. But we just thought he was kind of stunned. He was a little bit out of it. He was a little toasty around the edges.
Roll him around in the yard. He'll be all right. Roll him around. He's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then the neighborhood moms.
Yeah, it's only second-degree burns. He's okay.
He's fine. He's fine.
Just
The
go
eyebrows and eyelashes will grow
Go
back.
home and go rub some of the homemade salve on him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Great grandmother
you know.
used to make homemade salve that smelled like, a corpse and then rub it on you when you got sick. So, and it cured burns.
Did you ever take the rusty 50-gallon drum, rust it on the outside and the inside, put the little guy in it, and roll it down a hill?
Oh, yeah, we did that.
Man,
with
I'll tell you what, they come out all skinned up.
Oh, yeah. Or tires, and then their arms are flailing outside of the tires and they get really skinned up. Especially when it was always my little brother that, come on, you can do this. Come on. We did that to my little brother.
Well, yeah. I grew up in Indiana, so
Close to the same experiences, yeah. We used to stand at the end of the driveway with rocks and half pieces of brick, and who can put that in the back of a truck as it drives down the street, So like we would try to shoot baskets in the back of pickup. Like a lot of people, you get chased by a lot of adults. So yeah, we did stuff like that.
Yeah. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Luckily, the statute of limitations has run out on that, so we're good. We're good.
We did all kinds of stuff like that. Shot each other with BB guns, did all kinds of stuff. So.
Yep. Bows and arrows when we got a little older, absolutely.
Well, you remember
I had that.
And they had the suction cup on the end of them.
Mm-hmm.
Little
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you take the suction cup up so you can shoot each other because the suction cups don't hurt. What's the fun in that? So we take the suction cups off and shoot each other with them. Because, it's no fun if you're not hurting, So we did stuff like that.
You got to make it stick somehow.
Yeah, that's the stuff we did.
Yeah. Tim talked about bending nails in half and giant rubber bands in a bench vise, and we did that.
Oh yeah,
too.
they go.
Yeah, we did all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I blew a 3/4-inch ball bearing through the back of the garage once. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's
how much?
I got
How
in trouble
much
for selling
gunpowder?
parts. I got in trouble for selling parts off a car my dad had in the garage. I did that. He thought he was going to, I guess, eventually use the car again, but, half the parts were in. I mean, all my buddies were starting to drive, They were like, oh, I need a new rear view mirror. I was like, I think I got one in the garage, $5. You know, I sold the window rollers. I sold car parts off of an old Pinto my dad had. So
Well,
I didn't think
look
he
at
was
it
ever
this
going
way.
to
You're,
grab it. I thought it was a
yeah,
junker. I thought he was going to get rid of it. So yeah, I sold parts off of it. I got in trouble for that one. So yeah, I did all kinds of stuff. Took his stereo apart. You know, I took a TV apart one time. Yeah, just because I wanted the speakers out of all of it.
Right.
I was wiring speakers to everything. Like I had 12-inch speakers out of my dad's cabinet stereo wired to my alarm clock just because I could. Just because I thought, well, I want to learn how to solder, so I soldered speakers to my alarm clock. But then it didn't do no good when he came home and tried to play a record. So.
Right. But boy, did he wake up the next morning, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but like, why is there no sound coming out when he pulls the stereo away from the wall and the whole back is missing and the guts are gone? Yeah. I did stuff like that. I was kind of like a Dennis the Menace kind of kid. Yeah.
Well, it's good to be the neighborhood legend.
Well, I don't know about legend. Deviant, maybe.
Classic. Well, once again, we've spent very little time talking about pipes or tobacco, so it fits right in with the theme of the show.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah.
So
on this pipe raffle for the Christmas cane pipe in Tampa.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what that is going to entail. Let's do $20 spots, and we'll do. We'll try to raise a couple $100. Do $10, $20 spots.
Yeah,
and the money
remember,
will go.
2 pipes.
Go ahead.
So
2 pipes.
Nope, there's 2 pipes. So he made the pipe and tamper set, and then sent us another one. So you enter into the.
I thought
it's okay.
I'm raising money for kids. Let's just really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim will post that next week, and
yep, and the money will go to Toys for Tots. It's a good charity.
Yeah.
They supply toys to needy kids, so they have something to open up on Christmas. And doing that all at the courtesy of Mr. Richard Epley. Thank you, my
Wonderful.
friend.
Oh, no.
Look at that.
I would always give anything I could, anything that benefits children. I figure they have nobody else to do anything for them.
Yeah.
You know, an adult can, if an adult really wants to, they can figure out a way. A child can't. So
right.
I'm always willing to do anything for a child.
Yeah. So. Well, that'll be a real nice benefit. Some kids will get some.
If they get some
get something to open up for Christmas.
Yeah. Something like a good Christmas dinner, anything. Yeah, anything that just makes it a little bit easier on a kid. So.
There you go.
There we go. Excellent. So we'll post that this week coming up. We'll put some pictures out of the pipes. We'll get the raffle, and then we'll do the drawing next week in randomnumber.org, I think is what you used, Tim, correct?
Right. That's worked really well.
Yeah. Seems like it's always really random, though.
Okay, the numbers are 1 through 10. The lucky winner is number 12.
The winner is the person who
I did it again. Oh, I won.
Yeah.
Yay, me. Oh.
Yeah. We got 1 through 10, and it said, keep it. Why does it say keep it? It says shout out random number, nobody will ever know. Why did it do that? I don't know why. Computer. Something's wrong with my computer.
Oh, Lord.
Classic. Oh, there's 3 segments we do. What's new in Pipes and Tobacco, additions to the collection, and ask us anything. And I think we're at that point of the show. So, Richard, if you'd like to ask Tim or I anything, you're more than welcome to. You're the guest on the show.
Really don't have any questions. I'm drawing a blank right now.
No, that's all right. So, Tim, let's talk about what's new. What did you make this week? I saw the blowfish you posted, and that was spectacular. So, tell me what's new.
Yeah, I got it. Well, I got into the blowfish mode. Here's one. It's got some some Mauser birch. That's beautiful stuff. And then got another one that I did, a little smaller one. I got it. That was one that I ground down through the draft hole on it, and I was able to. Simon sent me a note and said, "Put a piece of bamboo on there and save it." So that's what I've done, and that one's about finished. It actually turned out pretty good. Sometimes it's the mistakes that surprise you, you know.
It's my 75.
It's not the wins or losses, kids. It's the saves.
That sometimes it's the mistakes that surprise you. I remember my mom saying that about me many, many times.
I
surprise.
I was my dad's favorite mistake. So
right.
Yeah. What were the things you were saying to each other? Pull out, pull out, pull out. Oh, you were watching a movie about airplanes. Okay. Hey, great.
I don't know. I was always told I was adopted, so I don't know.
Yeah. Can't pull that off with me because I look exactly like my dad.
Well, so do I.
I'm just a bigger version.
My dad said somehow I kept finding them every time they moved. So,
right.
He said I was like in that movie Problem Child. I was like this big kid. My legs were hanging out of the basket. I just kept showing up on the porch.
The stork knew where you lived.
Mm-hmm.
Always brought him back. Yeah. All right. So, in what's new in my collection, there's absolutely nothing new in my collection for the second week in a row. And to be honest with you, I'm twitching violently about it. So I did win another raffle from EMC Custom Cobs. So that's on the way. I'm kind of excited about that. Should be here by the next show, maybe. I do have more tobacco coming in, but it's not anything new. It's not like, hey, look, here's the new tobacco. So absolutely nothing new in my collection this week. So sad and tragic. So anyway, let's see, what else do we do? Ask us anything. I have ask us anything questions, and you'll never guess who they're from.
Noah.
Yes. Are you ready, Tim? Here's your question.
Go for it.
And we can ask Richard too, because it's about briar. What is the loss ratio when buying briar? So I think what he's saying is that how much briar do you get that just ends up being burn bin stuff? That's unusable.
You know, that's would be very hard to calculate. It's pretty low. Probably for me, maybe 2-3% or something like that. I've had a really strong run. Almost 100% utilization for the majority of the year, really. And I don't know what I make, 110 pipes, something like that so far this year. So I've had maybe 2 or 3 losses out of that. And so it's actually, I think it's pretty low. How about you, Richard? What do you think?
It's pretty low if you consider the loss due to flaws in the actual.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Flaws due to move. Couldn't really calculate that. You know, I get a little, try to push it sometimes, when I'm shaping. And next thing, the music's playing, just wrapped up in what you're doing, and next thing you send it straight into the tobacco chamber because you're doing some weird shape. I don't really plan or draw out when I'm doing. I just kind of go with what comes about as I'm shaping. So yeah, I could be thinking, oh, this is starting to look good. I'm just going for this certain curve or angle or because I don't like to do anything. Most people want to draw it out. I don't know if you do, Tim. Like draw out everything and you want it square and plumb and looking, you know. So I'm not like that because my job every day is plumb square level. So
Yeah.
when I
Right.
get to shop, it's like I'm just gonna start sanding and see what happens. And so yeah, I might sand it the tobacco chamber or an airway, and then I have to figure out how to fix it or adapt and overcome after that. So I probably cause more of the
All right.
false actual briar
Uh,
pieces I've lost.
well, yeah, I can relate. Um, that's why I've gotten into lately doing these blowfish shapes because
Yeah,
it's
I like playing with the
uh,
blowfish. Yeah,
yeah, you just I drill 2 holes
and then just go.
and then I just go to town and try to find the shape that just sort of reveals itself. It's
Yeah,
fun. It's a
just let your hands create the shape, not your mind.
yeah, and it's a mental release for you, because you're just kind of like following the flow of things, and it probably that shape probably changes a dozen times from what
It,
you originally think you're going to do to what actually comes out.
the shape will flow out a lot easier after about 3 or 4 bourbons too. So
Yeah,
get a
right.
little more
Yeah.
creative with shaping. Yeah.
Yep.
But the pieces that do mess up like that, if I'm unable to fix them in some way, shape, or form that they're still smokable, uh, I slice them up and then brand them and turn them into magnets.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah,
That
those
way,
are kind of cool.
that way I'm not wasting the wood. I
Yeah.
used to
Okay.
chuck it on the
Little
fire pit.
refrigerator magnets.
Yeah, I used to chuck them on the fire pit, and I thought I am wasting so much wood. So now I just make magnets out of them, and at the shows or when people order pipes, I just stick them in the pipes, and I don't charge anybody
Yeah,
for them.
that's
Giveaway things, but at least the wood
yeah.
is useful. And people get a magnet, and it's kind of cool when you turn your magnet over and you can see the drilling points on some of them,
Right.
depending on how I chop
Yep.
them up. So
I have one on my board.
yeah, they're just kind of interesting. I thought that was interesting that you could cut it and then like you've got a reveal or you know the mechanics of it. So I
Yeah.
just turn them
Yep.
into my
That's a real
piece.
All
cool
right.
idea.
Just throw them away. So why throw them? Why throw it away?
Sure.
All right. And Noah has a question for me. What pipe do you test the raw tobacco in? Clay pipes? Yes. I have a series of testing pipes. I start with clay because clay gives you the truest flavor of the tobacco. And I have some small clay pipes. And I have one just for Virginias and one for everything else. And then I also have a pair of small Mershams that I do the same thing in. And then I've got a pair of small briar pipes that I do the same thing in. And I have an olive wood pipe that I do. And I will test so that you know, when you're testing just a single strand of tobacco, when you've got some of them are hard to smoke. They're a little bit rough around the edges. If you haven't smoked a full bowl of Oriental or Turkish ribbon or Perique just by itself, they're hard to smoke. But at least you understand what the flavor is, and that's what I do. So I will test each new blending ingredient that I get in clay, Mersham, briar, olive wood. So there you go. There we go.
Great.
So, all right. So we've kind of run through about everything that's on our small minds. Tim, you got anything else you want to chat about while we're on?
I do not. I think we've done enough damage for this evening.
Well, I finally came up with
Perfect.
my question. I've got my question.
All right.
Okay. All right.
What type of lettuce is your favorite and why?
I'm going to have to defer to Tim on this one.
That was hurtful, Richard. Hurtful.
What is the
Sounds like
salad
Richard's
dressing-
gonna-
What is the salad dressing of choice?
You know,
Ow.
my mom grows the best arugula.
Okay. Now, question number 2. That's a 2-parter. Favorite Creed song?
Mm. Man, you know, when I'm having a salad, there's nothing better than arms wide open.
Okay, now are you a drive with the windows? Do you like?
Huh?
Are you a drive with the windows down or windows up when you're blaring Captain and Tennille?
Oh, windows down. I am definitely.
There's no way
windows
you can
down.
jump out with the windows up.
Now, see, that's like, okay, that's music from the 70s. The guy put on a captain's hat, and like that was his whole shit. Like nowadays, these people
I
have
know.
to like, change 20 outfits in a concert. This guy's like, my alter ego is this captain's hat. I mean, how simple is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, pretty simple. So were they.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And, you know, so many fond memories of trying to get out of the car when it was playing Muskrat Love by
Yeah.
Captain and Tennille.
Yeah. I don't know.
For
I
those
still,
of you
to
that
this
aren't,
day, to this day, I still will play like the Statler Brothers, Flowers on the Wall. Like that was
Oh,
stuff
absolutely.
Dad listened to, so like I have to hear that stuff. But
oh, Amos Moses by Jerry Reed.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I mean, it was
Absolutely.
The 70s. I mean, that was good stuff.
You know, nobody mentioned Muskrat Love in the terrible song contest.
You know, we're going to do another one because I just don't think we gave it enough time to marinate out there. Although it was a great contest. There were some really awful songs, and Muskrat Love is definitely high on my list of really crappy things to listen to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, there were some great.
Too. Brown-eyed
What?
girl.
Oh.
Say again?
Brown-eyed girl.
Oh, he's throwing a little shade at Van Morrison.
Everybody loves
Brown-eyed
Brown-eyed girl. Everybody loves that song. Have you ever noticed? I have never seen more people dance and be happy to a song that is based on, anal sex. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, have you ever really truly listened to the lyrics? That's the basis of the song.
Not like that.
No, listen to the inference in the lyrics. That's what the song is actually about. And everybody thinks
I'll never be able to hear that song now without.
Yes, everybody sings this song. Everybody listens to it and sings it like this is the best love song ever, without really listening to what the inference or what he is saying in the lyrics. If you listen to the lyrics intently, that is what the song is about.
I don't think I want to listen to it intently.
Nope.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about.
Not now.
Yeah. That's what it's about. I mean,
Surprisingly enough, that's my wife's least. My wife goes, "You have to put Brown-eyed girl on the list." I said, "Well, you don't qualify for the contest. Friends and family, you can't do it." But
she might have really paid attention to the lyrics and said, "I don't like that song." She might have like, it's not a good song. It's not appropriate. That's not an appropriate song. Why are they playing it on the radio? It makes no sense.
My brown star girl. Yeah.
If you really listen to the lyrics, I'm telling you, go back and listen to the lyrics. That's what it's disturbing. It's actually disturbing. I mean,
It's disturbing.
Hey, I got an idea. Let's get the party going. Let's play a song about sodomy. I mean, seriously. Like, what makes that fun? What makes that a fun song? Why is that such a fun song to hear? I used to play in a cover band, and that was like, everybody's like, play Brown Eyed Girl. I was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We don't have handlebar mode. We don't have mustaches from the 70s. We're not pedophiles. We're not playing sodomy songs. I'm sorry. Not doing it. We're not doing it.
a police officer's hat and a hard hat and a headdress.
Walk into a bar together.
Singing Brown-Eyed Girl.
Yeah, they walk into a bar together singing Brown-Eyed Girl.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Tainting Things from Your Past.
Well,
Speaking of taint,
yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if it's the word I would use, but teach their own. I mean, life is quid pro quo, so, hey, what you do on your side of the street's none of my business. Life's a two-way street,
I'm sorry, that way's an exit only, kids.
Yeah. Still,
oh God.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Cramp Easy Lube. Cramp Easy Lube. When you absolutely positively have to put a Cadillac in a doghouse, Cramp Easy Lube.
Yeah.
If it squeaks, creaks, clicks, or claps, it's WD-40.
Yep. There we go.
Oh God.
Oh, I'm laughing so hard I've been crying half this episode. I haven't said one intelligent thing all night long. I'm feeling pretty proud of myself. The streak continues.
Those are the best shows. Is when I'm watching everything's going on and it's just like hanging out. Everybody's just laughing.
Yeah.
It's just communal.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the shows a lot.
Somebody asked me a while ago and says, "Why do you and Tim do this show?" Because Tim and I have a conversation once a week anyway, and we thought, you know what, we need to let the rest of the world enjoy our particular sense of humor.
Why not?
And
just have a good time and laugh it all off. That's what.
Oh man.
Nothing too serious here.
Well, you just gotta go crazy. So. If you don't think about it,
Yeah.
you might as well.
I'm kind of a little crazy anyway. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. You're killing me.
I mean, I can keep it going.
We did have when we went to Columbus, we sat out under the tent there. It was me and Ben and you and your wife.
Yeah.
And man, you were riffing on some jokes, and I was just holding my sides laughing. This guy gets going, and one feeds the next one.
Yeah.
He was killing me.
I don't stop. I have an issue. I will just keep.
You got issues.
In a good time, I don't stop. So.
Now, if you're not everybody's favorite uncle for that reason, stop. You're doing it wrong.
I'm not everybody's favorite uncle. I'm the one that hurts their feelings. But I said something.
And they're all saying, "But we like Brown-Eyed Girl."
Well,
Let me tell you something about that song.
I didn't tell them they were a winner. I didn't give them participation trophies. So, I'm not the fun of. I'm not the. Yeah, I don't get that.
No.
No.
When I was 12, my uncle looked at me and says, "You have what they call deceptive speed." And I looked at him for a minute. And he goes, "People really can't tell how slow you are." But, all right.
Yeah. That would be quite deceptive right there. Yeah.
That's like being called the tallest midget.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good.
When your ship comes in, you'll be at the airport. So, thank you.
Yeah.
But that's why he was my favorite uncle, because he never, it was just one of those things where you never got bullshit out of him. Oh, you tried really hard. No, man, you sucked at that.
I don't know. I was always raised that, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about your labor pains. I just want to see the baby. I was always told that.
Right.
Don't tell me about your labor pains, and I don't want to see it. Just show me the baby. So that's what I was always told.
Yeah.
So,
No. I want to be in the delivery room with my wife. No, I want to be MIA. I didn't need to see that. I could have lived my whole life happily not having witnessed that, but here I am.
Yeah. I was there. So
Yeah. when my son was born, I had worked all weekend long. I got home about 10 o'clock at night. I lay down in bed. It's 11 o'clock, and she goes, "Oh, my water broke." Cool. I was really excited to do this after a weekend where I worked open to close twice. Drive down to the hospital. Says, "Oh, she's going to be in labor for a while." So I sat in the chair right next to her, and I was holding her hand. And apparently, I wasn't paying attention enough. And about an hour after we got there, I apparently closed my eyes because my wife started having contractions and ripped the sleeve off the shirt that I was wearing and said, "Get me ice." I can do that. So I walk out.
Mine, we watched, I think when my daughter was born, we watched in the World Series, talking to the doctor, playing cards, doing all kinds of stuff right before like my wife. I don't know, she was great when it came to.
Yeah. I walked out to the nurse's station and said, my wife would like some ice. And they're looking at me like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, it's just the sleeve. It's fine. It's just dangling loosely." She didn't actually get any flesh with it, but, it's okay.
I never did any of that stuff you hear most people talk about. She never had the weird cravings and set me out at 2 in the morning. Never did any of that stuff.
No.
I don't know. She knows.
All right.
She knows I'm a hemorrhoid, so I guess none of it bothers her. She's put up with me for 32 years.
That's a long time.
Coming up at the end of the month, it's going to be 33 for us. So
Yeah.
she is a saint. She tolerates me. So
43.
There you go.
43.
So at least, right now we all know 3 women that have had their heaven ticket punched.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
They're already in. But we were talking today, and my wife, we were talking about, being old, and I told her though. I told her I was when it does come time to pass, if I'm still alive, I was going to put every heavy jacket and sweater, because I said it don't matter whether you go in the great beyond. I'm sure you're going to tell them it's cold and to adjust the thermostat. So I'm going to dress her in every kind of sweater, sweatshirt, heavy parka. I said you'll look like Nanook of the North in the casket.
Right. You have to get the extra large casket.
Excuse me, Mr. Devil, sir. Can you adjust that up like 2 degrees?
Right.
It's cold. Peter, hey, St. Peter. Can you put down 75 at least? Kind of cold. Yeah. She's cold enough with July. She'd be cold sitting on the sun with a heater. So.
My wife asked me that once. She goes, What are you going to put me in my casket?" I said, "I don't know. I'll go through your closet. I'll find something." She goes, "You have no fashion sense." Yeah, you're going to look pretty special. I always like stripes and plaids and polka dots together, so that's probably what we're going to go with.
It's like sending Punky Brewster to the great beyond there.
I want the family.
Punky Brewster was already here. What are you doing? Imposter. We're not letting you in. You're an imposter. We're not letting you in.
Yeah. Honey, I want you to look like you're homeless. That's what I'm shooting for. That just wandered in off the street kind of look. So,
well, if you do it that way, then they're not going to ask you for all the payment at the funeral home. You get out of some of it. It's beer money.
That is true. That is true. You could get this kind of rate. And I've heard they're starting to make coffins out of cardboard and stuff. So, there's always that. You can work all kinds of angles.
Yeah.
I'll make my own. I mean, if I'm still alive, I'll just build one.
Yeah, my brother wanted to make his own and then make it modular so he could just take it apart. And then he would stack it up in the garage, just put it behind his safe or something in the garage. And then when he goes, just get it out. And everything would be an assembly sheet with it, side A, side B,
Well, I've got mine right there. It's a large chock full of nuts can.
Right.
I told her, I'd like to be cremated, and if you want to see me, you can put me on a shelf like a decoration in the kitchen. If not, just out in the backyard anywhere's good. I don't think I'm going to mind. I really don't think I'm going to
No,
mind
you just dump the ashes down in the Weber grill.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about it, no matter what they do.
Makes a nice base.
Yeah. I'm not going to.
That was like one of the jokes that Chad sent us. One of my favorite childhood memories was making sandcastles with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Until my grandfather came and put her back in the urn.
Yeah. I would be fine with that. I really don't think
afraid
at that point I can do much complaining. I can't do much complaining about whatever they do.
No.
So.
Yeah.
I'm good.
I want them to cremate me and for me to burn for 4 days. I want to be burden laden when I go.
Like that's going to hurt you because you're going to burn for eternity anyway. So, yeah. Like an appetizer.
Just doing some warm-ups before I get there. Yeah.
Actually, it's probably like an appetizer because it's not as hot. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here, hell's a dry heat, so it's not so bad.
No, kind of like Arizona.
Yeah,
right.
I always thought that my version of hell would be like, oh, you have to go to the Atlanta airport and spend eternity there. Oh, God, no. Please, no.
No, you got to be a member of Congress.
No. I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
You could be living it now. I kind of think I might be living it now. Oh, good Lord, maybe I'm a Jehovah's Witness. No.
Right.
No, seriously, I mean, I think I could be living it now because, people, everybody knows Murphy's Law, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's some bitch. A day in his life is a vacation compared to athlete law. So, I really don't see it getting any worse.
Yeah.
It's not going to get worse.
Yeah.
Can't get worse.
It can't.
So those of you that are younger watching the show, Murphy's Law states that whatever can go wrong will go wrong at the worst possible moment.
Yes, and
That's
athlete
Murphy's
law
Law.
has a multiplier of 10 to the 10th power.
Right.
Exponentially worse.
That is the difference. I have a multiplier. Athlete law has a multiplier.
It's like being fed a shit sandwich, and when you take a bite, you find out it's cold.
Mm-hmm. You remember in Anchorman,
know?
when Ron Burgundy sitting at the restaurant table and he says, "Okay, I'll eat the cat food." Like I actually related to that scene. So,
You're like, hey, it's
like
me.
I understood. I understood that. You know, like yeah, I get it. I'll eat the cat food. Just go ahead, life. Go ahead, life. I'll eat your cat food. I'm good with it.
Oh.
As long as I'm not hungry when I'm done. Okay.
Right. A little swish of the bourbon gets that taste out of your mouth. Huh?
Yeah.
What's that?
Really? Cat food, Ron Burgundy? Okay, I'll eat the cat food. As soon as I play a song on my jazz flute. So.
Oh, that's what I love about jazz music.
That's the best movie ever made. It's either Ron Burgundy or Talladega Nights. I think those, as far as modern movies go, those are the best.
Nope. Help me, I'm on fire. No, Ricky Bobby, you're not on fire.
I think the best is when he says, Tom Cruise, your voodoo magic. Put the fire out. Because, I mean, Tom Cruise is from here, like in Louisville where I grew up. And, I kind of think he's into, like, there's some voodoo going on there or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going on, yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up episode 17. Richard, thank you so much for coming on and providing so many laughs for it. We really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for the giveaway pipes for the Toys for Tots.
Never.
It means the world to us, and we'd love to have you come back on again sometime.
Oh, anytime.
That was a great time.
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, good seeing you.
Yeah, it's good seeing you. I can't. If if Jim could just show up in Muletown, we'd have a blast.
Oh man. Oh
I
man.
mean,
Yep.
I went into Muletown last year thinking this is super competitive. So like when you bid electrical jobs, it's cutthroat. And I thought that's how the show was going to be. And then Tim was my table neighbor, and I thought, and me and him started talking, and I thought, wow, this is weird. This is not like that. And I don't know.
We had a ball.
Yeah,
It's a great
the
time.
best. And then of course I met. I had table. Every time I'm at a show, if I get table neighbors, and you seem to like really connect with I don't know, something about being at the show, and it is great to make such friendships within the community. When
Right.
you're at
I
the
agree.
show. And
I agree. Yeah.
me and my wife all the time talking about Tim. Oh, well, we'll get to see Tim in Milltown. We'll get to hang out with him in Milltown. We'll get to. So,
Is she going to come to Tennessee with you?
Yeah, she'll be with.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
All right.
My leash is really short. No.
Yeah.
No, she's.
Well, hey, you have a married.
Nice.
She's a great help. So yeah, she's great when she comes to the shows.
She's a good egg.
Yeah, she's good help. I love having her with me every time we do the show.
Well, you have a great Christmas, pal.
Yeah, you all do the same. Happy holidays to everybody there.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much. And we'll see you next week with the San Diego Pipe Club guys. I'll talk to you later.
Good night.
Night, everyone.